again, guys, this is the next one in my tutorials. I will now this time be showing you some very good modeling tricks for doing some very simple but necessary architectural innards, I guess you would call it. We'll just have a sofa, table, a little accoutrement for the table itself, so like a bowl or glass or something, just random. I'll figure that out later. We'll have like a standing lamp. That's just easy stuff. Again, small stable stuff. I don't know why I have it twice. Maybe I just didn't want to sound annoying with the accoutrement thing. And a little bookcase that you put on the walls, and books, which are very simple to do, but I don't know, they're just very nice to get them proper. And bookends, which are just small little things that hold the books up, and a rug. Just a very simple way to do a rug. So let's get started off with the sofa. So I have most of my influences here. You'll want to get influences before you start doing stuff. It's just easier to work off of it. And this is kind of the thing I want. Just basic sectional sofa, long ends, a little bit of a table on the sides for it. Nice little, I like this armrest, I really do. But it's a very simple. I don't really want this like bulge in it, which is kind of nice, but I don't really want that. I want it more squared off. But I will show you how to do that properly. So let's start it up, and again I'll show you how to do these cushions and this back plate. It's very simple. First, what I like doing is I like creating a box to show me my area that I will be using up. So I read on the website that the dimensions for this couch were 123 by 83 by 16. Now you'll be thinking that's not right, but what it is actually is this 123 is this length and the 83 is this length. So really I'm going to need to have two, if you can see it back in here. This is the 123, this is the 83-inch one, and this is probably 24 inches deep. Just probably about 2 feet. So let's go back to there, and I'll do 30 inches. I'll do 2.5 feet. Yeah, 2.5 feet deep. 16 inches is usually the top of the height, but however this is usually 2 inches down here, 4 inches here, and 6 inches here. Well, this is a bit different one. Might be smaller, but we'll figure that out as we go. Usually the cushions are 6 inches deep, these are 4 and these are 2, so this is a shorter couch. So we'll say 12 inches. But again, shorter couch, we'll figure that out later. So, this is the back plate of the couch. 2 inches just for the size of it. Because we want, this looks like a 10-inch back plate, a little 2-inch place to sit. We want the pillow placed to rest nicely, however we don't want to take all of it up. So 30 inches should suffice. Now let's drop you back there, and I'm just going to clone this one out. Turn angle snapping. And this will be the 83-inch one, not instance. Clone it. 3. Now we'll be going the other way. Like that. So right now, if we go on top view, we can easily set them up one after another, like that. And that's just for the size of it. Now we'll actually start building it. Because this is a sectional sofa, one here, one here, one here, one here, this looks like it will actually be better being built out of different polygons. Excuse me, I'm thirsty. This will be built out of polygons, so we'll have box for this, 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 box, 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 box. Sometimes it's easier to build it out of single polygons, however this one looks like it's going to be better to build out of two. It's going to be a bit different because we're going to have box with this one coming out right from down here. I'm pretty sure this side would have it too, I can't see it, but I can see it having it. It'll be almost the exact same as this, just a bit shorter. So we'll have a box, we'll have a huge armrest that goes along the back, so we'll have to probably make this whole bottom piece one. And then we'll have this piece, the pillows in the back. So let's start making this bottom piece one. As I said, this is about 2 inches, I'll say this is about 4 inches high. So as you can see, that's going to be that piece. And I'm going to convert it to an angle poly. Do this. Oh, that's supposed to be edge. I hate how my mouse flickers. Connect the edges and drag it over. Go on top view. Drag it up until it's about even with that. You can turn on snapping if you want, just hitting the S key and aligning to a pivot or something. However, It's not going to be too necessary. That's pretty good right there. And we'll take this polygon, extrude it out, computer slowing down a bit, and drag it out to here. Alright, so that is going to be that piece. Zoom in on it, and there we go. Next thing we'll want to do is the backrest, but first we need to know how long this is. I'm saying this is about a foot and a half. So yeah, I'll say this is about 18 inches for stuff to go here, and I'll leave the same here. So we will make a box. 18 inches, this is just for sizing it up. Man, that's going crazy. This is just to see how far in that we need it. And this will be 16 inches. So that will be the edge of it. This other piece here will be, well, these pieces right here. Now, the best way to tackle this probably would be to go here, ring, connect this up, and then move this thing, this edge down to here with this, take the polygons here and here, and detach them. That's not shift drag them. Yeah. Attaching them won't work. Shift drag them, you'll clone to an object, and we'll say couch cushion 1. So now we have another object to build our cushions off of, and we'll do it again for this side. However, we want this little 16 inches here, so we'll move him over just to get this just for sizing. He'll be deleted soon after. And rotate him so we get the size right. Drop him over here. Ring, connect. And I would highly advise making a hotkey for the ring and connect. It's used a lot. I don't have a hotkey on this computer, however on my regular production computer I do. I just deleted out that thing that says we don't need it anymore. The one for the size. So let's go polygon again, drag him up, and object and couch cushion 2. Okay. So now we have our cushions. And first what I'm going to do with them is put a shell modifier on them. Let's go down to shell modifier. And I said they would be what? 6 inches deep, 6 inches high, so we'll put another amount of 6 inches on them. These will be our cushions, and this will be again shell material. 6 inches. Of course we're going to have to give this all up, but we'll nicely put it in there. First, however, center the pivots to the object. Nothing I hate more than a pivot that's way off from the object. And since this is 6 high, this is 4 high, this should probably sit at 6, 7. Sit right on top there. So. Now, that is that. Actually, I did it poorly. I forgot to take out the, apologies for that, I forgot to take out the backplate of it, right here, the armrests. I apologize very much. Let's do that first. You want to build your topology of your couch on the bottom layer, and then you can just keep breaking out the pieces, like I was doing. However, I forgot to take out the backplate. So we'll have that much for, that'll be this piece here. And now we're going to make the backplate. So I'm going to do it over here. And we can connect. Man, it's hard to see my mouse. Don't know why it's going crazy. Does not like this program. Oh, my screen recorder. Alright. And now the backplate. What I'm going to do is make another box for this, just to, so we can easily set up the sizing of it, because both sides should be the same. And 8-inch backplate, that leaves us, since this is 30 inches with 22 inches, it should be way more than enough, because the couch cushion will take up 4, and they'll leave us with 18 inches, which is good. So, go under here to the edges, ring around, connect them. Okay, drag it over. And now let's put this over here. Drop it here. Take these things, ring it again, and connect it again. And then drag it back to there. And now we have the topology for our couch worked out. Because I'll select some pieces just to show you. This will be our one cushion. This will be this big cushion. This will be this smaller cushion. This will have to make as another box. And then we'll have the pillows and of course the other stuff. Okay, so leave these boxes out. We should only need this one box right here. And now we'll go under the polygon tool. And that will be our one. And this one I will shift drag up again, like we did before. This is Couch Cushion 01. And go to this one, take the polygons, shift drag them up, and this is Couch Cushion 02. I cannot spell probably, but whatever. Now we will work on the pull these back plates up. So it'll be this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece. And now we're going to start working on the edges. So extrude this up. Well, since the couch cushions are 6 inches, this looks like the same height, so this is 6 plus 6 is 12 inches all the way up. Okay, so that's good. And now there's a bit of a slight decline in them, so we will take these vertices that are on this side. I'm just going to find them, these vertices. Drag them back a bit. I don't want all of them though, I just want the top layer. So drag this back a bit. We'll take these top vertices over here. These ones I'm pretty sure. Nope. This one's. There we go, those vertices. We don't want that vertex back there. Actually, yeah we do. And we'll drag those back like that. So now there's a bit of a, well, bend in the couch to let it, slope back a bit. Now we're going to smooth out these hard edges because as you can see, no one likes hard edges. So first what I'm going to do is Alt-Q to isolate it so that we can just work in this. And now turn on uniform subdivision. And you can see it just destroys it. However, we can start inserting edge loops to make it better. So the more edge loop, where you insert an edge loop does have a dependency on where it subdivides. The edges closer to the other edges, so if we go, I'll just be easier to show you. 2 segments, we'll pinch them out to the far edges. This will tighten up the edge because it'll smooth this edge, but this edge will be here to stop the smoothing as well. So you'll get, when I turn on subdivision or subdivision surfaces, you'll see it's a harder edge. And we're going to go through this and do it for most of these things. So we got that edge hardened up. It's a nice little edge there. However, you can see this edge is wrong, this edge is wrong, this edge, and most of these edges. So let's start doing this. So we want to harden up this edge, connect it up, and yeah, we want to harden up this edge too, so we'll pinch it out, take 2 connections, pinch it out to a 90. It should be good. Turn the norm subdivision to see how good it is, and it's hardening up very nicely. We also want to harden up this edge, but not as much. Because I kind of want a nice little, I don't really need one segment because we're going to be looping it like that. And turn on norm subdivision. As you can see, it's kind of hard. And we'll turn off the isolate cage so you can see it better. But you can see the smoothness in there. Now we'll turn it back on. Some cage, and F4 to turn back on my wireframe. And I want to clean up this back here, so turn off norm subdivision. Take an edge loop here, bring it, connect it, and then I want to slide it first. Connect it and slide it over to right there. And that will be for this edge. We'll try norm subdivision. You can see it's a nice little, it's going to be a harder edge down there because that's more of a wooden area I find. See, it's harder down there. They put a cushion on it, I don't like that as much. I want it really kind of rigid. Alright, so now let's start with this area. We want to kind of tighten up this edge and this top edge. So connect it up. Slide it all the way over to about there, so it's nice and tight. And we're going to want to tighten up this top part here too. So ring, connect it, and slide it all the way over to about there. Turn on and off arms. You can see it tightening up very nicely. Now we're going to have to tighten up this top edge, so we're going to ring around it again, connect it up, and drag it over to about -70. That'll leave the bit pretty smooth, but it won't completely harden it off. And we're going to have to do it again on this inside. So ring around, connect it up, and up to about there. And we'll let it a bit more for smoothing it. We're going to have to do this again for the bottom part. As you can see, it's just putting edges near other edges to tighten up the edges so when it smooths out, it doesn't completely destroy the topology of it. And if I turn on NURM subdivision, you can see that's looking actually quite nice right there. So we'll turn off the cage, and we'll turn off wireframe. As you can see, pretty smooth up there. Nice little top part. And a heavy black plate. Very well done right there. So turn on my cage again, and turn on my wireframe. Turn off NURM subdivision. Alright, so now we're going to have to do it right here, clean up this one. So, take this edge, ring it and connect it again, and drag it over to it there. This edge we're going to have to again connect up, and I'm going to do one on either side, and pinch them out. As you can see, that'll tighten up this corner right here, and this will tighten up this corner up here. Check it out, hit NURM subdivision, and as you see, it's slowly coming along. Alright, so all we have left to do is this, and this up here. So let's start doing these. Ring that, connect it, and not that much. We want a bit more of a easier loop line. So about around 60, I think was my last one. And this one we will connect up. I don't want to actually. Yes, I do. I don't have another image over here, so we'll go ahead and even those up. As you can see, those two are about even. It's okay. It's not supposed to be perfect, but the closer you get it, the better, because, I mean, it's supposed to look like a couch. It's supposed to look like it's one, not supposed to look like it's 20 pieces. And connect that up. Drag it over. And now the last one is right here. And as you see, drag it over to about there. As you can see, when I turn on my subdivision, turn on my cage, and turn on my wireframe, so you got a kind of a nice couch back. You got rid of most of your edges, and when you're looking from about afar, from about here, renders this out, you can tell that it's smooth, but it's not too smooth. Once you put a nice material on there, you won't even notice. Alright, so that is going to be the bottom of it. Now I'm going to undo my isolation so I can see other things. And these are going to be the couch cushions. And I need a shell on this as before. 6 inches. It's a big shell, but I mean that's what it is. That's really high up, and that's the way it is. It's kind of crazy. And we need a shell for you for 6 too. And even with the pivots again. If you had the other ones that I made before accidentally, take those out. Drop these down to 7 because that should be the height, not 87.7. And 7. Alright, so that is that. Now let's start making these cushions. Now the cushions are supposed to look a lot more cushiony. So, I'm going to have to collapse it down to there, just so I can start using this as my complete edible poly. You can convert it to, or you can collapse it to, it doesn't really matter. That collapses it to an edible mesh, so actually it's better to convert to edible poly, because that's the only thing I like working with. Alright. Now, let's start working on this. So as we said before, you can use that. You can see it looks like a cushion, but now it just looks flat. It doesn't actually look anything like a cushion. So, what we do is we first, if we zoom on in here, we first make the topology of it. We make it nice and smooth for the edges. Then we put an edible poly modifier on it, and put an edible poly modifier on it, chamfer out these two edges so we can get this nice little ring around it on both sides, so this little ring here for the leather for the seam. And then from that on, we turbo smooth that out, put another edible poly modifier on it, extrude it out, turbo smooth that, and use the modifier stack to our advantage. So let's get to it. First, what we'll do is either clean this up a bit for the topology and then smooth it out. So, ring connect it up and drag it out. Move it on the big cushiony, so about to there. Ring this, connect it up, and two, that should be probably pretty good. Let's check out how it looks with the turbo smooth on it, which we will be using. And that looks pretty good. We're going to have to clean up this one right here, yeah, of course. Ring that up, connect it, not only with one right now, and put the same edge over, so about like that. And we also want to connect up this one. There. We want to connect up this back plate. Up to there. And then connect up this one right here. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. It's hard to see my mouse, it's flickering. I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of annoying. Okay, that's that. And ring, connect, and move over just a touch like that. So, we will try on the turbo smooth and show you how that looks. There we go, nice little cushion. And you can tell it's a bit less harsh of the corners than these, and we'll start putting some seams on to make it look nice. So, we'll use this modifier pack to our modifier stack to our advantage, put an edible poly on it, go into the edge face mode, and show many things, and select these two edges around the top and around the bottom. So, loop, it probably won't loop because of these corners right here, which are 5, so they're poles. So I'll cue this to get to this view. Oh, I screwed that up. But as we use an edible poly turbo smooth edible poly modifier, go down to the edible poly modifier. You see all that turbo smooth holding back. Turn on your edge, connect it up, I'll ring and connect, and drag it all the way to about there. And this is the beauty of using modifier stack. Go back to here, cleans it right up, just like new. So and we'll select all these edges at the top. And we're going to turn J to turn off my bounding box so I can see what I'm doing. I like usually having it on, but when it's coming into circles like that, and my mouse is flickering like a crazy cracker, it's just not good. Okay, and loop it. That's the top one, and now let's get the bottom one. 1, 2, maybe this one right here, this one right here. Loop it, see which one I'm missing. Missing this one, and missing this one. Loop. Alright, now we chamfer these out to get a nice little, not that much, just nice little chamfer, about 1, just to get our seam. Select it, shift, I think it's shift or control click polygon. No. Dang. Shift click. Yeah, shift click polygon, so you get the polygons that are bounded within the two edges. So that's just a quick way to do it, so you don't have to reselect them. So when you have your edges, you chamfer them. Straight after you chamfer them, control click. No, undo that. Shift click polygon, not control click. So shift click polygon and it gives you this. If you accidentally control click, you also could have gone shrunk and it would have shrunk it down. So let's do that. I'll just do that to show you. Control to polygon and go shrink, and it shrinks right down to that. Just nice little tricks that you can use very well. So from this one, we'll extrude these out just a touch. So extrude them out about 0.15. See that nice little right there. Press OK. Turn off the edible poly modifier, hit turbo smooth, and there you go. Bump up the iterations to 2, and there you go. You have a nice little seam going all the way around your couch. Just a really simple seam like that. Nothing too hard, nothing too crazy. What I will do though is drop in another chamfer and another seam. So we have our seam right here. Turbo smooth. Drop another edit poly modifier. And actually I have no idea what I was going to do with this one. Delete that out. Turbo smooth that one in there. Edit poly will turn off that turbo smooth. It now looks like a good seam. I don't know why I was going to do another one. No, it's just edit poly turbo smooth. And as you see, you have a nice little ring around it. You can probably put another turbo smooth in there if you wanted to, just to clean it up. Actually, yeah, that's what I was going to do. My bad. So we have our edit poly modifier here. Under edit poly modifier here, take these and set them a bit so we can get a nice little hard edge on them. About to there. And then take our ring, select this one, select the ring of them all. That one right down there, and that one right there, just so we can get a ring of them. So because these are crazy to work with since they're so small. I'm going to have 3 just so you can see the ring better. There's a break in that one, I don't know why. Don't know why the break's there. Shouldn't be. But it doesn't matter since it's on the back of our couch. Thank God. And connect them up. Oh, I didn't hit ring. I undone my ring. I don't know what that was. Connect them up. Hit one right in the middle. It should be good enough. Now when you hit turbo smooth, there it goes. It's a tighter turbo smooth. And you can actually see the ring of them. And there's a bit of bend in there. Now I'm going to throw another poly on it. And since not everything is perfect and a lot of couches are lived in, it kind of looks like a bus bench, we're going to paint some deformation on them. So we got a push pull on there. As you can see, you can paint deformations. So under edit poly, push pull, we'll just drop a push pull value way down. So very small, as you can see. And drop our brush size down a bit and our brush strength down a bit. And then you just draw out your push pull that you like on it. And this is the beauty with using the stack, is if you don't like what you just drew out, you can hold Alt to push it in as well. So you just draw it out, hold Alt to push it back in, stuff like that. And if you don't like it, delete out this edit poly modifier. This with it on, that's with it off. And restart from scratch. As I said, that's the beauty of working with the stack. You got that, you can just turn it back on and off. And I did something wrong. Holy jeepers. Okay. Let's turn these on in order again. Hold yes. Turn on. Turn on. Turn on. Don't know why. I'm going to delete that out. As I said, it's the beauty of it. Go back to edit poly and redraw my deformations. So go under push pull. Pull value about 1, brush size about 10. And just drag it. That's a bit too. Brush strength about down to 3. Yeah, there we go. I'll to push some of it in. And you can just go crazy with it. And there we go. And that is going to be that. So I'll key out of that. And now we're going to go work on this other cushion. So this cushion will be a bit faster. I'm just going to be doing it. Or what we could do, but I'm not going to do that. You could take this one, duplicate it, and try to fit it down, and because of the modifier stack it would work. However, I'm not going to worry about that. This is probably just as quick to do it this way for me. So 2 segments, check it out. Ring, connect it up, 2 segments, pinch it out to about there. Check. Ring. No, not that. Just connect. To get this dialog box up, just make sure you hit this little dialog box under here. I know, I expect you already know that, but you might not. So, just for future reference. That's how I'm getting this dialog box to pop up. If you're using anything past, I think it's 2010 they implemented this, so if you're using anything older than that, it'll look a bit different, but it's still the same thing. Put on my Turbo Smooth. There we go. And now put on my another edit poly. Q. I'm going to alt Q out of it, so you can see just what I'm working with. Okay, that's the top one. Oop. Yep, the bottom one. And this time I'm not going to forget these edges, which I screwed up last time. However, they were hidden, and I was lucky enough not to have to worry about it too much. But you shouldn't have mesh like that. That's my own it's a bad thing I shouldn't do. However, I am pressed for time, so I did it. It's all about trade-off in the end. Take these, chamfer them out, and about 0.15. I know about 0.1 I thought it was. 0.1, check, control click polygon, shift click polygon to get it this one. I don't know why I always say control click. Shift click to make sure you get this. If you control click it and then you just hit shrink so you can get this again. Extrude that out by about 0.1. And it should be extruding everything out. Don't know why it doesn't extrude these out for some reason. But let's make sure we select them. See, there we go. So that's just when we hit control click it wouldn't select them properly. Who cares now that they're working? And those work. Those are working. Perfect. Check it out. And then inset this a bit. Inset by about 1.5. Take these 2 edges around here. Ring, connect it. Just one right in the middle. And another Turbo Smooth on it. About 2. And there we have another seam. Right around the edge of it. Add another edit polygon on top of it, and start trying out what you like for your deformations. Push pull, about 1. For the brush size, and about 0.3 for the brush strength. And my computer's really slowing down on it, but you get the idea. There we go, something that's kind of looked in. I'll Q out of that. And there we have our bottom base of our couch. Next we will be making the pillows, which are these, which are very simple. It's almost the exact same as what we do for these. Actually, it is the exact same for what we do for these. And then we just plump them up a bit more with our push-pull modifier and an FFD modifier. So, let's save that out. Let's see how long I've been recording this. 34 minutes already, Jesus. Okay, you might just be getting a couch. I'll do a couch and table and a rug. We'll do box. And the cushions for this couch, they seem that they will be, let's go about 90. Drop it over here. Let's just try to fit them out nicely. A lot of this is just about fitting it nicely. And we'll probably make them a bit smaller. So yeah, we'll go with 12 and we'll make them 4 inches deep. So they're pretty nice big plump pillows that'll fit in there nicely. So I'll Q it out. move it back to the middle because I can't stand working on something that's off the grid, and rotate it back to 0. So, this is how we'll make the pillows. First convert it to an Nova Poly, ring it around both times, connect it up. Oh, that's not going to work. Ring connects 2, bit of a pinch out. These things don't really, because these things we want to be really kind of fluffy, poofy, floofy, joofy, noofy, doofy. Close those out, ring it around, connect it, and only one. Add a turbo on it. One iteration, good enough. Add a poly again. Oh, jeez. Turbo smooth, add a poly. Select all these up. And it's just the same thing again, just doing up the, oh shoot, I didn't need that one. Doing the seams up, and those two, and these two. Loop it, chamfer it, by about 0.1. Check that off. Shift click this, shift click polygon this. Extrude it out by about 0.1. That looked wrong for a bit, but it's not. Inset it that bit, not by that much. And select these two edges. Zoom in on that, that's not even the right one. That edge, that edge. That edge, and that edge. Ring them around, connect them once. There we go. Another turbo smooth on it. Oh, okay. Turbo smooth. Add 2. And that gives you a nice little edge for it. Now we will put an FFD modifier, so freeform deformer, on it, and go under control points. Go into a view where you can easily see, I think it's the top, so yeah, it'll be sideways, you see it on. That's not right. Take these and scale them up just a touch. This is kind of more like a poofy pillow. And you can take these ones on the edges and scale them down a bit. And it's got more of a bend to it. Now you can just move these around if you want. Something like that, something like that. And these things should look like they're lived in. They shouldn't be pristine, square, and everything perfect. The backs really don't matter because we don't see them as much, but the tops certainly do. So we'll take these ones, pull them up a bit. And I'm assuming this is the front of our pillow. Now if we have our FFD modifier on it, put another edit poly modifier on it. And just take our push-pull, one brush size of about 5 since this is a smaller pillow, and brush strength about 2.5 since this is again a smaller pillow. And Alt hold in if you want to push it in a bit. I've been showing the wireframe so we can see what's happening. And it's bulging out, so we'll do like that a bit. It's a lot of bulge actually, it's a bit too much, so we'll just hit revert. It should revert it back to morning, however that's not working nicely for me. So I'll delete out that edit poly modifier, put another one in, drop my brush strength down to about 0.5, my push pull value to about 0.5, brush size about 5, brush strength to about 0.5 again. And this should be much nicer on it. There it is, it's much nicer. Heck, I might even do a bit smaller. That bulge is from the FF modifier, and you can have as much fun as you like with that, however. That is good enough for me. And I'll rotate that in. Don't know why it's not hitting. Using the E key, you should rotate for me. Okay, it doesn't want to hit the rotate button for me for some reason. Don't know why. It's like me keys dead. Well, if that ever happens to you, you can always go up here, select and rotate. But man, that's annoying. Really annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just glad I'm not. Soon I'll be back to my production computer. Actually, I'm back on Saturdays, so Sunday. Yeah, I'll be back on Sunday, so I'll be back on the production computer next week. And just copy these out. We only need 3 of them. Copy him out. 90 degrees, put him back there. And there we go. Nice little couch. Very easily done. And of course you can make these things look different. Of course mine all look the same because I just copy and pasted them. What you do after that is you select it, you push pull again, and then you do whatever you like with it. I just totally reverted mine out. But I mean, it's up to you what you do with it. And you can change it around. Change each one of them around. There. I don't want that. And we'll take him, push pull, and just revert it out again. Oh, there. Nice little bulge in the bottom middle of it. And him, push pull, right click to individual. And that is our modern coach. Very easy to do, very quick. As you see, I did in 30 minutes. And it looks good. Once you put a good material on it, it looks even a lot better. Have nice little seams around the edges. With using ambient occlusion, you get a nice little contact shadow right in there. And now we will create a table, since it took a lot longer than I expected. Or the floor lamp. I'm going to do the floor lamp because I kind of want to do the floor lamp. We'll do the table next week. So the floor lamp is going to be very simple. I'm going to make it a box 2 by 2 by 6 feet tall. So 24 inches for the width. And 6 feet tall, which is 72 inches. As well, actually, for the couch, before I move on the thing, you might want to put feet on the couch. So, I can go F4 so I can take all you, drag them up. Then you might want to put like 2-inch feet on the couch, and the easy way to do this, because people will very rarely see his feet, but they will notice that it's not raised up any. Take a cylinder. Most couch feet are 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches, so I put 2.5. And about 2 inches. Okay, most couches are 2 inches off the ground. It just looks kind of weird because Matt is a very big leg. And then you just put the legs where they're supposed to go. 1, 2. All the way back to here. 1 there. Take this one. All the way back here. Take this one, put it over here. This one over here. So they're just all copied out. They're just very quick legs. Take all these again. Drop it down. And there we go. Couch on legs. Alright. So, that is the couch. Pretty easy to do. Oh, I'm going to turn J from a bounding box. Man, I missed that. And zero this and start working on the lamp. So what I'm going to do with this is a very easy thing called a lattice. But, excuse me, what a lattice does is it does require us to think about how we're going to set it beforehand, because I'll take the edges of each of our polygons and make an edge out of, or make one of these boxes out of it. So we kind of want an edge up here. We kind of want these edges every second one. And this bottom one we want 4, this top one we want 4. Like, we want to cross it around the edges. So, and there's some in the middle, however, I'm not going to be easily able to do that, so we're just going to have to forego it, or we can add them again later. However, I'm just going to forego it because I think it'll look cool even without them. Alright, so let's convert this to an editable poly. And as you saw before, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 right down the middle, so we'll connect these two up. Right straight down the middle. Connect these two up. Right straight down the middle. No, and this one. Yeah, because there's a third one in there, we need to connect all 3 up. And I'm going to turn off the window crossing to make sure I can just select those 3 very quickly. That toggle I just hit was the window crossing. So before it would, okay, just making sure I had an edge there, it would only select which is fully enclosed with my marquee. So if I turn it on, anything is fully enclosed. If I turn it off, it's anything that touches. Very simple thing, but very useful to know. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cross branches. So connect these 4 edges 8 times. And on every second one, they're connected. No, not 8 times. I'm going to have to set this back to 1 time. And I'll probably go between them. As you can see, I can select back facing and connect all these once. Very easy way to do it. Then we take all these 4. I want this one to cross back on. This only selects the edges I've selected. And again, I don't like that because it selects the corner edges. So turn this one to cross back off. Connect them up again. Check. Check. I'm going to cross them for these ones. Right. And then these last ones down here. Oh, that should not be there. Don't hit delete, just hit remove if you get one like that. Deleting it will cause strange things for you to happen. And you'll all be like, what am I supposed to do? And I won't be able to help you. I see what happened there. There's probably versi in there. Yeah, there's a versi right there from the accidental edge I created. And connect the model up again. And there we go. That will be our base for it. So now what we do is put an edit poly lattice on it. We put a lattice on it. And there you go. You can see it starts creating stuff. So we don't want a radius that big from the struts. So probably something like 1 inch thick. And yeah, 1 segment's good enough for it. Now for our corners, we just want them to nicely, snugly fit in there. As you can see, they're not doing that. But they should when we hit 1. Yeah, because the 1 radius and 1 for both of them will nicely fit them up. Now, what we're going to have to do is put these cross braces in. And very simple way to do it, create a plane, create a plane, same size, so 2 by 2, 24 inches by 24 inches, with 2 width segments, 2 height segments, make it, put a lattice on it, make it the same dimensions, 1, and 1, I think it's 1, oh, shoot, 1, zero it out, and drag it up where we need one. So it'll be like there. Actually, I'm going to put it on the top, and put it on the bottom, and then there. And just actually, first what I'm going to do, since we only need the ones that are inside it, convert this to an editable poly, and delete out all the unnecessary polygons. When we're crossing, make sure that's turned on, so we only hit these polygons, delete them out, take these polygons, delete them out, take these polygons, delete them out, take these polygons, delete them out. And if we isolate, select it, you can see that's all we have left, but it works and it fits nicely and snugly in there. Drag these up, so it fits in there. Drag that up, fit it in there. Drag it up once more, and fit it in there. And that is the base for the outline of it. You can always up the sides in this to make it like that, so it's a bit more, a bit less boxish. You can also make the radius smaller if you want to. Actually, I kind of like that, the smaller radius with those bigger cross beams. However, it's not going to work well, so make sure you decide on radius before you before you collapse this to an editable poly, so you don't have to redo it again. Now the next things will be the boxes that we'll have for lamps, and as you've seen my self-illumination tutorial, you can understand how we're going to work with these when we actually make them lights. So literally you would just turn on self-illumination map, and that would be it. I think they're about 8 inches high between each other, yeah. 72 inches, yeah, that makes sense. And Now these will be the light boxes, and it should be 12 by 12 by 8 because this is 24 altogether. Take a light box, where it should be connected to. You think this should be connected up here. This next one should be round here. Drag this one up, and that one should be over there. And then this last one, drag one more up and over there. And that will be your contemporary lighting box. Now we're going to create a little box to go on the bottom. Make it about 36 inches, so 3 feet by 3 feet by 2 feet deep, or 2 inches deep. Zero it out to make sure it's straight in the middle, and put it below it by just easily going like -2. And that will be the bottom plate right here. Now, next thing we're going to do, we're doing another poly. Take these polygons, the top polygon, make it go in a bit like that. Go to our bottom polygon, inset it by about 2 inches, and extrude it by another 2 inches, and by about 1 inch. And now we are going to start putting in some edge loops so we can smooth it out nicely. So ring this round, connect it twice, drag it out to it there. Do the same for this. Ring, connect twice, drag it out, perfect. And then the next one will be this one, and those two will be together. Ring, connect up. Not two of that. Actually, we might just be able to get away with one. No, we'll need two. But we won't need any pinch on it to follow it farther. Bring this round, connect it up, and only one will be needed for that. Actually, no, two. And then we'll draw this one in, set once more, and call it good. Next, we'll save that. I haven't even saved the scene. I'm going to do that quickly right now, under basic architecture and stuff inside it. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm tired and it's late for me. Use NURB subdivision, hit F4 to turn off, and there you go. Have a nice little base for it as well. Those will be your lamp sides. Shades, there's your lamp. Contemporary. Those things might need to be a bit smaller, however, that's easy enough to do. I'm going to check my recording time. 52 minutes. Okay, 52 minutes. I hope I'm talking loud enough. Jesus. Alright. I kind of feel bad not doing one little thing. But, yeah, let's make a book. So, books are usually pretty small, however, I don't know the exact size. I have a book right here with me, but I don't have any way to measure it. I'd say it's about 5 by 8 by about 1.5 deep. Yeah. 4 by 8 by 1.5. Yeah, it looks like my book. No, 1.5, I'm not that good of a reader. 1.25. Okay, so that's the edge of it. Convert to an Evo Poly. Turn on my wireframe so I can see them better. And it's a very simple process. Connect it up. This will be for our edges. This is, of course, a hardcover book. Soft covers are very simple. You don't do really anything. Just make a box. That's a soft cover book. Slide that out to about there. Bring it once in the middle. Take these, inset it, jeez. Do not inset it, extrude it on the local normal axis and down to about 1.5. This one, connect them up right in the middle. Do the same for this. This should just go all the way around. Connect that up right in the middle. Take this, As you can see, there's a bit of a edge we need to worry about here. So take this edge, bring it, connect it to, and then drag out the pinch to it there. Do the same for this edge. And drag out the pinch a bit more. And now for the little bit of a bump on the back. I don't know where this is, but I want to find it. Take these and drag them out. Oh, that's not the right way to do it. Okay, I don't know where I am. Right there, these ones. Drag it out just a touch like that. And from there on, just use NURB subdivision. There you go. You got yourself a book. Very simple. Looks alright. Most times you just see it from the edge, so you can't really notice. If you want to put the seams on it, like on some books, you can do the exact same way we did it with the couch. And there you go. Some very simple things to make your houses look cooler. Little architecture things. Next time I'll be back very soon with the rest of the stuff I said I would do. So we did the sofa. That's table. We did not do that. We made a books, and we made a light. So the next time you will see the table, the accoutrements, bookcase, bookends, and rugs. Sofa took a lot longer than I expected, so I apologize on that. And yeah, that is this for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it was a bit jumpy over the place, especially at the beginning. I will get better again. I'll start writing it down more and actually doing it more. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope this helps, and please stay around for the next one. Hope you had fun and enjoy your modeling.